in southern Tasmania. Just bear with me for a minute while I make sure that my sound and everything is okay. Just bear with me while my phone catches up. Let's check the volume. Yep, that looks good. Okay, I'm watching the Facebook stream live on my phone at the moment, which is a really tiny little screen. So if I miss any of your comments, please bear with me and I will catch you after the broadcast. But anyway, if you're joining me, please jump on, say hi, tell me where you're joining from. It'd be great to know where everyone's watching from and what they're up to. If it's your first time, please tell me it's your first time as well. It'd be great to acknowledge that also. Okay, a couple of advertising things before we get started. We still have till the 31st of October our amazing joining offer for Stamping Up. Now, people say to me, if I join, do I have to do videos? Do I have to do classes? The answer to that is a big no. You can buy purely for yourself as a hobby demonstrator. If you have some friends or family who you craft with, maybe show them the catalogue, but you do not have to do the whole demonstration thing if you do not want to. Of course, if you do want to, I'd be happy to help you do that as well if you were in my team. But you definitely don't have to. You can buy as a hobby demonstrator for as long as you meet your you want to meet your minimums and remain active. So just as long as if you're a beginner and you're just getting your craft room set up, you can definitely just be a demonstrator, save your 20% discount for as long as it suits you. Anyway, so that's just the 35% off the starter kit, the basic starter kit, or like oomph your starter kit with some supercharged 35% more product. And what that actually means for you, if you haven't seen it before, you obviously haven't been hanging around my Facebook page very often. What that actually means for you in Australian dollars is you can either get the standard $235 worth of product of your choice with free shipping for a reduced amount of $109.85, or you can go the supercharged version and get 35% more product for your money, and that means you can get $317.25 for a small amount of $169, and they both include free postage. So, and also if you join, whichever option you join, you get a free registration for our On-Stage at Home event in November, and that's an additional $123 worth of value right there. So that's really awesome. If you wanted to join my team, the Chatty Stampers, we would be absolutely delighted to have you. The only other thing I wanted to show you today, or a couple of things related to my Introduction to Card Making course. I've mentioned this to you practically every week since I introduced it. But if you're a new card maker or a new stamper or a returning stamper, if you haven't done it for a while, you get everything you need to make 10 cards, or the stamp sets, the inks, the paper, the bling, the ribbon, and the Designer Series paper. And you don't you do need a few basic tools of your own at home, which I can guide you through. You get the 10 cards for $85.50. So that includes PDF instructions and videos. And I received today a lovely review here from Anna, who's just finished my course. So there you are. There's nothing better than a review from a graduate, so to speak, saying that she enjoyed the course and that she learned a lot. And yeah, so that's great. And Anna, who is a lovely lady from New South Wales, was so excited by the course that she actually joined my team using the 35th anniversary special. So yeah, it was really great. So Anna joined the team along with another two ladies who've done my beginners course as well. So 3 of the 7 have actually joined my team because they enjoyed the course and they want to continue their learning card making journey, so to speak, as much as I hate that phrase. Anyway, so we will turn on my camera and we will turn that off, that one, and we'll have a look at the card we're making today. So this is the card, well, similar to the card I'm making today. This is my original card. I will put all the measurements up in the description, so don't worry too much about that. This is the original card. I'm just checking my chat. Hey, everybody, as they come on. This is what they call a diamond triple diamond step card. So you can obviously, there's 3 diamonds there. It's obviously got a bit of a step thing happening there. So pop the 2 together, you have a triple diamond. Now, the reason I was playing with this card during the week is because my next Fun Fold class features step cards. So I'm thinking we'll do something very similar to this one in that class. So we'll do 3 step cards or step fold cards. So keep an eye out for that one if you're not in my VIP club. If you'd like to be part of the step class, that will be released early next month, or the end of this month, early next month. So that's the card that I was playing with during the week, and very similar to one that we'll do in the class. But anyway, so I decided to probably step this one up a little bit, and that's why I was a couple of minutes late joining you this morning, because doing the stepping up, I made such a mess that I couldn't actually get my camera on, because it was covered with scraps of paper and bits of the rejected ideas, and I sort of was playing with the measurements a wee bit. So actually what I wanted to do with this one, as I say, is very similar to my original step fold, which I'll give you the measurements for. But I wanted to incorporate the dies from the classic Christmas classic dies. And I particularly wanted to include this really cool ornate frame here. So it's a square frame, and coming off the edges you have like berries and leaves and holly leaves and things like that. So I wanted to incorporate this into the, not so much as a square, but as a diamond into the design. So that's why I mucked around a bit this morning and made a horrible, horrible mess. So anyway, let's see what I've got here, and we can start crafting. So I've cut everything, basically because I wanted to make sure that I got the right measurements, so I wasn't mucking around with them afterwards. And I know there I am missing a piece of red cardstock. I might have to cut that again, but anyway, that's okay. So the basics of the step card, you have them as wide as you want. So as wide there, I think this one is 4.5 wide, and this one is 4 wide. So you can see there's a little bit of difference in the width there. You have them as wide as you want, and you have them 11 inches long. So 4, 4.5, 5 inches wide and 11 inches long. And then you score it, and all the scoring is always the same. You score it at 3 inches, 6 inches, 7.5 inches, 9 inches, and 10 inches. So however high you have it, that's the length and that's the scoring. So 3 inches, 6 inches, 7.5, 9, and 10. And as I say, I'll put all the measurements in the description for you. Okay, so that is there. And then, so it's very reliant on those folds being nice and sharp. So you give them a bit of a sharpen. So then it'll sit up nicely in that sort of step position. You don't want it sagging, so it sits up like that. So that's what you're going. It's sort of like a reducing Z, isn't it? It starts big and it gets little and as it goes down. So, but it sits like that there. Okay, so then we have to decorate each of these little front-facing layers. So this one is shaded spruce, and I'm contrasting that with our beautiful real red. And I'm using the paper from I'm using this throughout this card, the paper from the Joy of Christmas Designer Series paper. So lovely Christmassy sort of designs there. And the ladies who do my Fun Fold class will recognise that as what we used in our recent One Sheet Wonder. So I have layers of real red, and then I have the green plaid from the Designer Series paper. And we're just going to layer those up and just pop them on the front-facing surfaces of that little step there. So I'll grab my glue. We'll get all these out of the way. And as I say, unless I find the piece I've dropped, I'm going to have to cut another one, but that's okay. I've got plenty here. I've got plenty here, and plenty in the rubbish bin too. If anyone tells you that they make their cards first time every time, they're either amazing or they're fibbing. Because there is definitely generally a lot of trial and error, especially if you're trying to change a design that you've picked up from elsewhere. Okay, so that's our red and plaid. Now, I was talking to a lady online yesterday who said she wants to buy a bundle. She wants the Which one did she want? Actually, I think it was this Joy of Noel bundle that she wants to buy. And with shipping, I think it came to around $105, something like that. It was into the low hundreds anyway. So with shipping, the bundle was 90 something, and then shipping brought it into the low hundreds. Anyway, so I said to her, I said, do you realise that if you join my team, sounding a bit like a broken record at the moment, aren't I? If you join my team, pop that bundle into your starter kit, you can actually add another close on $140 worth of product of your choice. $140. Now, what's that going to get you? So much. Anyway, another $140 worth of product of your choice, and it would only cost you another $6. And when I told her that, I thought to myself, wow, that's amazing. You don't get a deal like that every day. So she was basically going to get the bundle that she wanted, plus heaps of other stuff for her Christmas crafting, like bling and ribbon and paper and everything, for free, with free delivery and only $6 extra. So keep that in mind, guys. If you've got your eye on a bundle like the Merriest Trees, or the this Christmas one, or the St. Nicholas one that we've got on at the moment, if you've got a new bundle, or even something from the annual catalogue, and you think you're going to spend 100 and something dollars, please consider the joining offer. And I mean that to all my customers as well, all the ones that are lovely supporters of me. You know, there comes time you can do something for yourself and join up, but that would be totally fine. And I have lost that last little piece of real red, so just bear with me. I'm going to hopefully grab a scrap of real red here somewhere. Is that real red? Yep. Real red and sweet sorbet are so similar that sometimes I get myself mixed up. Just let me cut this last piece. So the cardstock is 4.5, so the little bits are 4.25. And this last one would only be 3/4 of an inch. That last step is 1 inch high, so that would be 3/4 of an inch high, that one. Apologies about that. Don't know where that little bit's gone to. Actually, I just spied it on the floor. So anyway, it doesn't matter. I was frantically, as I say, I made such a mess when I was trying to work out the new measurements. I frantically sort of pushed everything into the garbage bin, and I think I pushed too much into the garbage bin. So that's our last layer there anyway. So as I say, that is our nice little step, a little plaid designer series paper for our step. You see these cards on Pinterest and Instagram, they often mix up the paper as well. So they'll like you put one paper there and a different one there and a different one there. I think I'm just going to stick to the same paper, just to not be too distracting. There we go. So there's our step there. That's the step aspect of this card. Okay, so let's have a look at our triple diamonds. So with the first card, I started with, that's a 3-inch square. The shaded spruce, the biggest one, is 3 inches square. And we go 2.5 square, and then 2 square. So there's a nice progression down from 3 to 3, 2.5, and 2. So I've made this one slightly bigger because I wanted to include this gorgeous ornate frame here. So this is the frame that we got from die cutting those classic Christmas classics dies. I'm going to incorporate this time. But it's not going to be, I had a bit of a think about it, and I thought about putting it at the back. And it would be totally fine at the back. And then layer it up coming forwards. Then I thought maybe I might bring it forward one and actually have it as something you could see a little bit more of. So let's see how we go. The colour is shaded spruce, Pam. Yeah, shaded spruce is the green. It does look a bit pretty peacock in that the light coming into my craft room bounces off my husband's red car, which is straight outside the window. I can't do much about that because that's where he parks. But I do notice that the light with the red car makes everything slightly purpley, so which is really bizarre. You wouldn't think a old bomby red car parked outside would make so much difference, but it does. Okay, so I'm going to start at the back with just a plain square. So a square of the uh, shaded spruce. So this one here, I think is 4 inches or 3.5. Bear with me, I will check. 3.5 square, the biggest one at the back. I'm going to pop that there. It's going to be slightly longer than the card, but that's okay. I like the way it sort of overlaps a wee bit. I'm going to pop that there. Then I've got a 1/4 inch smaller square of real red. So that would be 3.25. And then I've got a 3 1/8 square of the designer series paper. So this one, I'm going to layer this one up. And this is our back diamond. So this is a really good card to show off all the new designer series papers, because you can make every different layer a different colour or a different paper pattern if you wanted to. Just really mix it up. It's got some lovely foliage and stuff in it as well. Apologies if you think my throat is a little bit croaky. It actually is. This morning I woke up with a really sore throat, which is a bit of a worry because we went to a quiz night last night. I did lots of talking last night, and we had a Southern Tasmania demonstrator get together here yesterday. So I did a lot of talking yesterday as well. So I'm hoping it's just that I have used my voice a little bit more than usual. Yes, I'm hoping that's what it is, and it's nothing horrible. So I'm just going to add some glue to the bottom sort of third of this triangle. You probably go a little bit further. I think it's all the way up there. And I'm going to stick that on the back, so on that 3-inch sort of front-facing layer that we had. I'll try and keep it sort of central and sort of straight. Just like that. There we go. So that's our back diamond. You can see that there. Okay, so coming forward, I'm going to use our really lovely decorative square. And then we will pop, I've got another square of our real red, which I'm going to pop straight in the middle there. I may have to get my husband to move his beloved red car. Tell him it's interfering with my business. How would he like that? Actually, I'm trying desperately to get him to sell the red car. The red car is a 2000, so it's 23, 24 years old. 2000 Camry, Toyota. And he's had it since it was practically new. So he's had it forever. And it is, it's perfect. It's just that's the trouble. It just drives. I mean, obviously it's a bit of a, the paint's not great and the inside's not great, but the engine, it just is just perfect. It just runs like the day you got it. And so I can't justify telling him to get rid of it because because it doesn't work. It's purely because it's old and ratty. So yes, he doesn't go for that. He just says, "Hey, it's my red car, leave it alone." But given the fact that he leaves it in the driveway and takes my car whenever he goes anywhere, it probably tells you something. He leaves his favourite beautiful red car in the driveway and then drives mine. Okay, so this one's going to sit in that centre there, in that centre step. Now, it is slightly too long. See, those little few leaves and things actually will curl up if I leave them there, because I want to line that up with the back square. So I'm going to trim those bottom ones just a wee bit, and it really won't notice because it'll be right down the bottom of the card. So we won't notice it too much, but I will trim them off. If I'm careful enough, we might be able to use them, not waste them, and use them on the rest of the card. Just that one a wee bit there. Okay, yep, I like that. So I'm going to glue this one onto that bottom step and that middle step. It just needs a little bit of glue, like just down the bottom there, just to stick on that little step. Okay, make sure it's sort of central with the one behind, which is the rule with these when you're making them. Just make sure they line up nicely so that when the card is flat, it sort of looks cute like that rather than all higgledy-piggledy. There we go. That's the middle one. Oh, yes. Yeah, I like that. Look at that. You can see between all those little leaves and things, you can see the red of I'm glad I chose that one. Wasn't too sure to start with. And you guys know me. I tend to change my designs and then regret it after. Okay, so we've got that one. So now we've just got our last little front diamond to do. So I'm going to pop this one, red, onto the green. And pop that aside. So this is, what's this one? So the back one was 3.5. So I think this one must be 2.5. Yep, it is. So this is the green is 2.5 square. Then the red would be 2.25, and this little piece of white would be 2.125. So it's going to sit on front like that. So it's going to sit up like this. I'm going to pop this one through an embossing folder. I'm going to put it through the snowy sky. I've just wandered away to get my machine. Just bear with me. Just to give this one a little bit of something special. There's so many other wonderful components here. You'd hate your white to just be all plain and sad. So this is the starry sky. I'm going to do it towards the bottom where there's a lot of nice little snowflakes because it gets thicker as it goes down, this one. I'll do it at the bottom of the folder so it gets lots of snowflakes. That's there. And while I've got my machine here, I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to grab a scrap of real red and the Noel dies. So the Noel dies are in the joy of Noel, obviously. Really cute little die there that cuts the word Noel just in one pass. They are actually separate letters when they come out, but you can cut them all at once there. And it actually cuts out the stamp as well if you use the stamp to stamp the letters. Okay. I think that's all I need at the minute. We did this one at our Southern Tasmania demonstrator get together yesterday, and we're trying to work out how many words we could get out of Noel. There weren't that many actually. I think lone was the only other word we could get out of there. Not really an occasion, so obviously you get Noel, which I pointed out was also my uncle's name is Noel. There you are. So that's our Noel there. So we'll grab our little square back. I'm going to pop our embossed white panel onto here. Keep in mind it's going to be a diamond, so it's going to be that way. And then I'm going to put our Noel on as well. Put this on first. lining that up so it's in line with the other squares as well. There we are. Now, I have seen measurements for this one if you wanted to take it. This was 4¼ long. I've seen that if you want the measurements, if you wanted to take it right up to, I think it was 5½. So it was quite a bit longer, but also quite a bit higher because the squares were all that much bigger, correspondingly bigger as well. So, yeah, it can be scaled up to quite a considerably sized card if you like your cards on the big side. So let's put our Noel on. I love the white and the red contrast of those two colours. Just on the white there. Get them in roughly the right position. What size envelope? So it's let's have a look. It's a 4½ by, I think I've worked out I needed one of my larger square envelopes because of the height of it. It's 4½ by 5. So if you had a sort of I'll have a bit of a look in a minute. But if you had so what's a 5 inches in centimetres? So if you had like a 4, I think there's 13 centimetre square card envelopes, Fran. I think you get those, or go all the way up to a 15 square. Or you can obviously make your own envelopes as well if that's what you do. But yeah, so so roughly 13, 14 centimetre square. I'm trying to get those central so they're not too high and not too low. Okay, maybe down a bit there. Okay, let's pop these on. I'll start at the bottom row, that's easiest. Tiny bit of glue on there. Actually, glue dots might be good for this, putting these letters on if you didn't want to muck around with glue. Just let that dry on there. Now we're in. Apologies there, we've gone quiet as I concentrate. We had a lovely quiz night for Stephen's swim club last night. Went to a local pub, restaurant, had a nice meal and a quiz night, which was lovely. We actually came second, which was awesome. So our team came second. We were neck and neck for the longest time. Came second. Got a lovely box of chocolates, which I can't actually eat at the moment because I'm trying to cut down on my carbohydrates. As somebody said, carbohydrates are life, which I agree. But a whole box of chocolates might be a little bit too much life for one person. And I do have to try and shed a few kilos before Mexico next year. I have to show you. I arrived in the post during the week. I'm getting really excited now. So there's our little Noel there. There we go. What arrived during the week, a bit exciting, is my Mexico books. So as probably some of you know, I earned the Stamping Up incentive trip to Mexico, and I was a little bit nervous because it's not a part of the world that here in Australia that we tend to think about visiting, or I didn't anyway. And then when we earned the trip, it's like, oh, okay, we need to work that out. And wherever we go in the world, we always get the Lonely Planet guides. So, yes, arrive during the week. So it's starting to get real. So we can work out what we want to do. If we want to stay in the area or go elsewhere or have layovers in other places, we'll see how we go. Okay, so there's the 3 triangles of our card, or 3 diamonds of our card done. So it sits up like that. I really like that middle sort of decorative layer there. It sort of snuggles up under the above the Noel there, which is cute. So I really like that. So obviously now we'll need some bling. So I'll grab, which I did with the original one, the festive pearls. I popped all my bling in a plastic box the other day because it was everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So hopefully my pearls are somewhere towards the front. Here they are. So festive red and green pearls, but there's gold and silver as well. And let's grab the red ones because I think it needs a little bit of red, more red. Yeah. Pop them on the front there with the Noel. Now with this one, obviously you're also going to need a white panel somewhere to write on. Because you can't write on the card itself anywhere there. Well, you could, but yeah, just a few little pearls there, just to step it up a wee bit. Yeah, a white panel. So I'm thinking probably just a plain through. So that's a 3 by 4. So if I just cut myself a panel, I've got some white here. Oh, and there goes my bling all over the floor. Okay, if I just cut myself a little panel, which would be 4 inches by 4 inches by what? 2 and that one. I realise I actually use my trimmer around the wrong way. I actually use it not this way. So everyone says they use it with the blade on the right-hand side. I actually use it with my blade on the left-hand side, which I think makes me backhanded to everyone else on the planets. But that doesn't feel, that original way doesn't feel natural to me. Although I'm right-handed, I do have left-handed tendencies in numbers of things, and obviously using a trimmer is one of them. I'll just pop this little white panel on the back and we can write our Christmas message on there. Okay, so there it is. That is my slightly stepped up version of a triple diamond step card, which we're getting ready for as I say, getting ready for my next Funfold class. So in the Funfold class, you'll probably get something very similar to the one on the right-hand side. And then we've stepped it up with the size and the decorative nature of the diamonds in the left-hand side one. So there we are. Okay, hopefully you like that one. I think 33 minutes, that's pretty darn good for a card like that. So as I say, I will put the the measurements together and pop them in the description. So you'll be able to make the smaller version or the larger version. The large one is, yeah, it's that little bit more special, I think, actually. They both look lovely, but I think that one sort of has a bit more impact. It's very cute. Okay. All right. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Have a great weekend for the rest of your weekend. I'm actually just going to relax because after yesterday, I'm a bit exhausted. Try and get rid of this sore throat too, which is a bit of a worry. But anyway, stay safe and take care, and reach out if you have any questions about anything you've seen today. Of course, that goes without saying. But stay safe, and I will talk to you all again during the week. Okay. Bye, guys.